Hello and welcome to Thursday's video. It's very exciting because I am able to connect with God and He is here with us. One of the things that is so interesting about my connections to God is that He always comes forward with helping us have an understanding of His world and Him as well, and what He has in store for us and what all His plans. It's so fascinating. But anyway, before I go to Him, don't forget to subscribe. It would be so nice if you could be part of our community here on YouTube, and don't forget to comment or like, because it would be so nice to see who's subscribed and who engage with me, is what I'm trying to say. Blah, blah. Anyway, let's go to God and see what He has to say. God is here, and He says that He's excited about today's video, and He again has been thinking long and hard about His description for today, because He would like to describe a section of His kingdom that He feels is equally not spoken about much, and that part of His kingdom is none other than where He resides in heaven, and where the Holy Spirit will reside. He says that within His kingdom there are many parts to His kingdom, just like there are on the earth plane, where there are many countries. And He says that the kingdom of His kingdom, there are many parts where He creates these parts that are just ideal and suitable for the relevant people that live there. And He says that sometimes He has people that are very sad about aspects of their life, or sad about what they've done, or sad about who they are, and really struggle with who they are. And He will always provide a suitable place for them, where they can really grow in stature, where they can grow in confidence. And so that's just one example of a department in His kingdom. But the department that He is really wanting to speak about is where He lives and where the Holy Spirit are. And He says that the Holy Spirit are a collection of spirit people who have evolved to such a high level and such a position of light that He welcomes them to live close by Him, because He always enjoys the company of the various Holy Spirit that He has in His kingdom. He's saying to me that one of the things that some people consider is that when you are in His kingdom, that it is a relaxing place where you put your feet up and you don't have to work. He says it's quite the opposite, because He keeps all of the Holy Spirit very, very busy, and He always assigns positions and jobs for them at all times, because as far as He's concerned, their role is to help the many people who are yet to evolve to their level, to help them grow more, and be of guides, or to help them in His kingdom, help them when they go to hell, and perhaps visit them and show them the error of their ways. These are all sort of things that He would be asking of the Holy Spirit. One of the things that He does on a daily basis is that whoever you are in the Holy Spirit, He will ask them to come back at the end of the day or a point in the day where we will all meet and discuss what has been going on. And this is known as a council meeting. It is a council of the Holy Spirit and himself. And he looks to, and his objective with these meetings is always that he wishes for people to evolve. And how can we help man to evolve? And that is always his objective. Some of the Holy Spirit are more evolved than others. And some are in very high positions. And he looks very fondly at some of the highly evolved souls that he has as the Holy Spirit. He's going to name 2 examples that he knows is familiar to our world, and that is Jesus and Mary. And he says they are very, very evolved in our world. And they do a lot of work for mankind continuously. And he's saying that sometimes there are people that he feels are ready to come to his kingdom and be part of the Holy Spirit. But he feels that perhaps they could do with benefit from more work in one area or another. So he might suggest to a highly evolved soul that they go and live another life so that they can improve their soul more or help people more and learn from that experience, so that when they come back to his kingdom and then are invited into his domain of the Holy Spirit, that they will be more equipped to do the work that he is going to ask for of them, even though they are still very highly evolved. He wants to talk about animals, and he says, like humans, animals have a soul, they have a spirit, and they can equally be evolved or not so evolved. And he enjoys the animals in this area of the Holy Spirit. And he says we have many animals here. One of the things that he is going to be asking of the Holy Spirit, and indeed Gail, is that he is looking to make a great deal of change, a shift in our world, because he knows that man is ready to evolve, but he needs to people to understand. He knows that we are on the tip of moving into this new way of being, this new evolvement. And he feels that the only way that we are able to achieve this is if he comes forward and helps us. But he can't do this alone. He always asks the Holy Spirit to help. And so this is an example of the Holy Spirit and all the people in it. He wants to inform people that Gail is part of this Holy Spirit, and this is why I have asked her to do this work, because I would not ask anyone else that is not part of the Holy Spirit to do this very important job of educating people about the ways of the world, both in our world and his world, and the ways of how he wishes for us to be. He's thanking you all for listening, and he wishes to pray. I pray to the Holy Spirit that all of you that have been invited into my area of the kingdom of light enjoy this position within my kingdom, but help mankind in whatever way you can. Put yourself in a position where you can always elevate another soul, where you can give them the opportunities that you have had, that you can enable another soul to be so much more evolved, and then perhaps come towards this area of the kingdom of light. I thank Gail always for her work and her dedication, and I thank you all for watching. And now I pass over to Gail. Right, the Holy Spirit. It was something that I was discussing with a friend of mine the other day, and I was talking about how we don't understand the Holy Spirit and how we perhaps don't understand God or Jesus. And for many of us, we might be interested in guidance from Spirit. We might be interested in connecting to a loved one in Spirit. But the most important people to consider is God and Jesus and all of the Holy Spirit. For they are the people that are important in our world, because they help us, they give to us in so many ways. They show us so much evolvement. We are so lucky to have the Holy Spirit. But the Holy Spirit would not be there if it was not for God's help. And God gives that to us in all ways. We are so lucky. Thank you for watching, and see you on Sunday. Goodbye.